Here we are. In this tutorial you are going to learn configuration of DHCP server DNS. See, here we have to enable DHCP server for green interface. You have to check it and you have to give the IP range. Here I am giving 0.10 to 1.254 and I will submit. Before that one, if you want to reserve any IP for a particular MAC address, you can create new table, that particular host number, for example administrator PC and his MAC address, two numbers following with semicolon, and IP address of the what IP you have to reserve for that particular admin, and description, and you can submit. This is the creation of DHCP and DNS. DNS, if you configure any server Active Directory, you can give that IP as a DNS server, otherwise you can give Google DNS as 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. This is the Google DNS and you can submit. These two are we will discuss later. Now we will see multi-WAN. Multi-WAN is used for multiple WAN connections, internet connections. If you have two ISPs, you can merge those two ISPs and you can make those as load balancing, or one active and one is redundancy. Here see, create a new provider. You can create and you can add interface where the provider you connected. You can add interface here and you can give weight, how much speed you want. I mean weight in the sense priority basis. You can give one, for example, two ISPs you have. One is for example, one is your ISP1, another one is ISP2. If you want to give ISP1 as highest priority, you have to give weight here 1, and if you want to give another ISP second one, second priority, and you can submit. Here see, I already shown you load balancing and active backup redundancy. Here if you can select any of these two modes. Here balance stands for both ISPs are activate, and for example ISP1 has 4 Mbps and ISP2 has 2 Mbps line. If you select balance and if you submit that one, you can find in speed test 4 Mbps plus 2 Mbps is 6 Mbps. You will get 6 Mbps of speed in speed test. Well, active backup is for one line should be active. If for example ISP1 4 Mbps line is active and for some circumstances it has been deactivated, then another line ISP2 with 2 Mbps will be active until this first ISP again turns to active. You can use ISP2 as backup line, that is redundancy. You can select either of these two options and you can use those ISPs as a multi-WAN connection. Now going to traffic shaping. Traffic shaping is nothing but you are giving a shaping for your traffic. For example, you have 4 Mbps line. You want to divide the traffic for some IPs or some particular aliases. Then you have to enable traffic shaping. For example, you have to give some host 1 Mbps line and some department you want to give 2 Mbps line, and one sub-department you can give 1 Mbps line. Total 4 Mbps line you can divide through traffic shaping. First you have to enable traffic shaping and you have to set the rules. Create new rule. You have to select interface. Here I don't have any interfaces to show because I have only LAN green. For this you require internet zone also. Inbound bandwidth, for here it is shown kbps. Means if you want to give 1 Mbps, you have to write 1024 kbps, means 1 Mbps. Outbound also 1024. This one you can mention as 1 Mbps line and you submit. Internal server error because due to no interface is selected. That like you have to create interface rule and address rule for which IP you want to give. You have to create a rule in firewall objects before going to do that one. Traffic shaping, firewall rules. In firewall rules, in firewall objects only you have to create rule. See, firewall objects, hosts, create new host, name for example subject, IP address I am giving 168.1.2, description not required, submit. This host is saved in firewall objects. Now if you go to traffic shaping and address rules, create new, you can get that host subject, whatever you created previously, new host, that host will come under this one. You have to select based on your priority. You can give which level of priority required. If you want that 1 Mbps should be allowed to that subject, you can select high priority, otherwise you can select medium and you can submit this. If you want to add description, you can add. And coming to port rules, here through which destination port it should go. For example, 8080 is the HTTP protocol or 80 is the HTTP protocol. Through this port it should go. That only that port only it will allow that traffic shaping through those hosts which we have applied previously. That what you have to submit, and that's the traffic shaping. In next tutorial you are going to learn firewall objects, firewall rules and NATing. How to map public IP and private IP both. Thank you for watching this tutorial.